Hey friends, I have something special for you today. So I usually take a couple weeks off of my regular posting schedule in the summer. That's this week. But I did take a few weeks off already to have a baby. So today I wanted to do something special and show you a video from Patreon. Every week there's bonus content over on Patreon, worksheets, coloring pages, but every month there's also an extra tutorial, and the tutorials are just like the YouTube videos, but just different content. This one is all about how to illustrate swans. So without further ado, let's just get into it, and I will be back next week with my regular YouTube videos.
In today's bonus tutorial, I'm showing you how I go from a messy, sketchy sketch to a finished painting with ease, and our subject is swans. Hi friends, welcome to the April bonus tutorial here on Patreon. Today I'm going to show you how I draw swans, and starting with a messy sketch. I begin typically with an S-curve, a shallow S-curve, simple enough, and then we kind of thicken up that S to create the neck. Come back here and put a little tail feather, and that kind of creates the body, thicken up the head, a little triangle for the beak, and then if you put some little lines there, that will indicate the water. That was fast, but we're going to do it again, and I also don't want you to overthink it. So start with a really shallow S-curve, and then this one, we're going to put the tail feather almost right behind him. He's on a bit more of an angle. Thicken up the neck, make the circular head, and you can see how I just kind of sketch it out. I'm just playing around. I'm working in pencil, so I don't have to be too perfect or precious about anything. The idea is just to start with that S-curve and then sketch. Get it to a shape that you like. Swans are very forgiving. You can make the neck a little too long or a little bit strange. Make the tail really exaggerated, and I think it looks great. For this fellow, I will do a side profile, but his head is going to be just dipping low. So we see that beautiful long neck and beak, and then a line across the bottom indicates that he is floating in the water. So you can't quite see the whole of his body. And then we could do some little swan babies. What are those called? Ducklings? I'm not sure. Goslings. And I am just drawing basically a round head and a little semicircle for the body. It's that simple. I put a few extra lines for the water. And then here is my secret, my magic tool for creating a beautiful finished work out of a messy, messy sketch. And that is my black brush pen, of course. I will link my favorite black brush pens in the video description, and they're also in my Amazon shop. But the key here is that we want to incorporate thick and thin lines. That'll make your drawing look so sophisticated and illustrator-ish. So typically I will do thin, wispy, feathery lines on upper areas, bits like the tail feather and the wing, and then thicken up some of those lines on lower down, sort of the underside of the breast, that kind of thing. Here's another way you can approach this. You can actually erase the majority of your messy sketch, if you have a really messy sketch, and then just lightly do the pencil drawing one last time so that you're sure you are happy with it, and then grab your black brush pen. So for the first one, I just went right over my messy sketch. If you feel like, oh, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore, it's so messy, there's like 10 S-curves, then just, erase lightly, redo in pencil, and then come in with those beautiful thick and thin brush pen lines. I love the way the swan illustration kind of responds to the brush pen. It's just so pretty seeing those wispy, feathery lines on the tail and the wing, and the water is great for those really thin lines as well. And then, before you know it, we've turned our very practice sketch into something really lovely. I'm just adding a few more delicate lines to the water. Basically, the entirety of the page is water. And then with that complete, I want to grab a nice soft eraser and just get rid of all of those messy pencil sketchy lines. That leaves me with a beautiful, strong black contour drawing. And now all we need to do is grab those watercolor paints and add a little splash of color. So the first thing I want to do is mix up a beautiful light gray for the swans. And I'll start with white, lots of water, add like a hint of Payne's gray. You don't want it to get too dark. And if it looks a little cool, you could add a little burnt umber. You could also try a little magenta in there or red, but generally lots of white, tiny bit of gray. And then for the water, I'll use my transparent turquoise with lots of water, very little white, because I want the water to lighten it so that it has that luminescence that we would want a surface like water to have. From there, I'm going to grab my filbert brush and I'm going to pick up this nice watery transparent turquoise on the filbert, and we're going to do some horizontal brush strokes. So the nice thing about the filbert is you can get a wide brush stroke, and all you have to do to get a really thin one is turn it on an angle and use it on its side. And that's just perfect for water because it allows you to leave these little highlights. And then at any point, have your paper towel handy or a cotton swab, and you can actually lift a little. Lifting is so great for creating organic things like clouds, water highlights, that kind of stuff. And it is truly so simple. You're just lifting a little of the pigment to create that natural highlight. I'll complete the water by adding just a hint of darker blue kind of below the swans, below each swan. And then I'm using a round brush and coming in with my nice light gray to add just a little bit of shading. Adding gray to your swans will actually make them appear more white because the majority will be white and just the areas that would be naturally in shadow will have that bit of gray. So the lower breast, under the wing, under the chin, the one side of the neck, those are the areas you want to focus on. And I'm using a smaller round brush, a number 6. After you put your highlight down, you might come back in, just clean your brush really quick and then blend it slightly. Or did I say highlight? Once you put your shadow down, if it feels a little too strong, you can blend it out. But don't be afraid to make a strong shadow. And I'll also darken the gray and just fill in my little goslings. They look so cute. And you can do the same for them. Add that little hint of darker color under the beak, under the wing. Even though they're really tiny, they can still benefit from that. And then if your shadows look too light, you could come back and just do a little more, but you don't want to go too heavy. And there we are. Our swans are looking quite good. We'll rinse our brush. I'll grab a little bit of Naples yellow and mix it with light red. That's going to give me a pretty orange that I can just add to my beaks. Very perfectly imperfect. And that's it, friends. Our lovely little summer swans are all done, and I'm so happy with this one. It was a lot of fun to go from a crazy messy sketch to a finished painting. This took me about half an hour. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon with a new tutorial.